This is YG Nyghtstorm. Welcome to my vlog. Let's get it. Hey y'all, I'm YG Nyghtstorm, and this is my daughter,
Gabrielle Smith.
Gabrielle Smith, and my new son-in-law,
William Smith. This is not a joke.
William Smith is not a joke. We have something special to talk about today. Aren't they beautiful?
Yay!
Yay! Yeah, but we have something special to talk about today. We are talking about being newlyweds, and they just recently got married, and in March, right?
Yes, sir.
March 10th. Don't get it wrong.
Yeah, did your thing, and Gabby graduated from college a little bit later, and Will is graduating soon.
Yes, December the 7th.
December 7th, man.
Fort Valley.
Wait a minute, y'all gotta say it right. What school did y'all attend?
The Fort Valley State University.
Hey man, we gotta get it right, okay?
HBCUs.
HBCUs, we gotta put that out there. But you know, I wanted to talk to y'all because I've talked to y'all before about being newlyweds and everything. So, Gabrielle,
Yes.
how has your life changed since you was in high school and going to prom and all the young high school stuff, and then you went to college, and now you're a married woman? I mean,
Yeah.
how has that changed your life?
Well, a lot is different.
Uh-huh.
I'll say the main thing that's different is me not just thinking about myself.
Exactly, yeah.
Thinking about myself. I used to be able to just go to work and spend my money how I want to spend my money, buy what I want when I want to buy what I want.
Right.
You know, and now I gotta think about, it's somebody else in the picture. It's not just about me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think I told him this, but he's the
Yep.
longest relationship I've been in.
Yeah.
High school relationships don't last very long.
No, they don't.
Very few of them that do.
College
So
also.
Yeah.
I read just thinking about somebody else and not getting to do whatever I want to do. That's a big difference for me.
Now, that's a huge difference, son, because, she can't hear us right now. But, it takes a lot, for not just young ladies, but young people, period, to understand that the world don't revolve around them.
Yes, sir.
And to actually invite somebody else in their life, especially this one right here, it's an incredible thing, okay?
Yes, sir.
But I'm glad that you see that, sweetheart. Good job. I've only been saying that for years. Okay, all right, now, Will,
Yes, sir.
how has your life changed? Because, you're a young man. And you done gone through things, ups and downs, gone through relationships, and you've seen things on the other end of the spectrum as a man.
Yes, sir.
And you done got through high school and college. About to graduate from college soon, and now you're a husband, and you're responsible. Yeah, you're responsible for someone other than yourself. You're responsible for taking care of my baby. So how has that changed your life, son?
Well, I would say it's changed my life. Basically, just again, as Miss Smith was saying.
Because that's her name, Miss Smith.
Yes, Miss Smith. Oh, yeah, the original and the only.
She got she's showing the rock too. That's a nice rock, boy. But go ahead, son, go ahead.
But yes, I would say it's definitely, again, you can't just worry about yourself anymore.
Right.
Of course, this is now a bond, a covenant. Along with us, it's a team.
That's right.
And of course, it's not just about me anymore. It's us. So,
That's right.
With that standpoint, it's like right now we're in that stage of our life. We had to establish ourselves.
Right.
And with us being young and still getting out of college, that's like the toughest task. So if anything, I embrace the love. I embrace the kids. I embrace, the tag team and working together. If she don't got it, I got it. If I don't have it, she has it.
That's
so,
right.
it's just based overall getting the established part about it when it comes to finding a home, an established home, and, just landing a job that we both like and that we can see our potential careers to even retire in. So I would say that's the toughest part right now with being married, and as well, just being, future career-oriented young individuals like ourselves.
Yeah, and I wanted to kind of talk about the career stuff and everything because it's very important.
Yes.
But one important caveat, that I've talked to you guys about, and you guys know, is that the unity of one. You guys know that you are one unit,
Yes.
and you also know not to let anybody,
Yes.
friends, family, significant others, anybody get in between you and your spouse.
No man put asunder.
No, let you know what God has brought together. Let no man, woman, dog, pet, car, whatever, purse, shoes, put asunder.
Nothing.
Because one thing that young couples always have obstacles. And when I was young and married, I experienced obstacles. And everybody who's been married goes through this. Yeah. But when you have problems and issues come up, and in every relationship, issues and problems come up. You are two individuals coming together to make one life. You came from two different backgrounds, and you're just two different people. And you're going to have disagreements. Right. Do not have a whole bunch of folk in your business. Yeah. Your marriage is your marriage.
Listen, world, listen.
And a lot of young folks, get this twisted by,
right.
The wife might want to run to her friends, and friends may not even be married.
Exactly.
They still single, and he said this, and he said this, and girl, you need to do this, and girl, you need to do that. You don't need to do that either. If I was you, I wouldn't do that. Well, you ain't even married, sister.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You don't even have nobody, but they give self-destructive information, and then your homeboys, they still ballers and players. They still out there in the game. Dog, man.
The thing hanging out.
Yeah, they're like, dog, man, if I were you, playboy, man, we go, hang out with these other chicks, man. I wouldn't be doing that for no chick. But he ain't even married. He ain't found his soulmate. Yes. And they still young, and they haven't gotten to that maturity level where when you are blessed with somebody that's so special that you are willing to share everything that you got, you willing to not only die for this person, because that's serious, but you're willing to live for this person. And when you live for that person, that means living for them as though you living for yourself. Like, I want for me, I want for you. What I need for me, I need for you. And you ain't finna shortchange yourself, so you're not finna shortchange your spouse. And your spouse deserves for you to handle things in-house.
Yeah.
Okay, and that includes us, all the parents, on both sides. And I think I told you a long time ago, when she start acting up, when, not if.
If.
When.
Possibility.
She act up.
Slim.
Because I know my baby. But this is all relationships. It's good for when you have a daughter-in-law or a son-in-law come into your life. Show them support. Know that your child is not perfect, and your child is a human being, and your child will make mistakes and screw up and tick somebody off. So don't just take your child's side. Well, I don't care what she did. You just need to give her what she wants. That is garbage, So I'm telling you, when I've always give you the invitation to come and talk to me about stuff. When. And you ain't got to get too deep into the conversation. You got to tell me everything that's going on and say, Pops, I just need to talk to you. I ain't finna tell you what's going on, but I'm just upset. I love your daughter. That's my wife. But I just need to talk to somebody. And as a married man, as a veteran, I'll say, yeah, I know, because I'm married to her mama. God bless her. I love her. I love your mama. You know that. But you know how your mama can get. Yeah.
I have no idea. Clueless.
Yeah, but hey, and I get like that too, because it's plenty, Toby had to talk to, a few people about me sometimes, because I get like that. We human. But, So how do y'all feel, when it comes to conflict resolution, because it ain't just you no more, but as a married unit, you're trying to build your life, do you consider each other's feelings when you're thinking about job choices and careers and where you're going to live? Or is it still, kind of like, this is what I want and you just need to jump on board? Mm-hmm. I'll go to you first, son. How do you feel about that?
Well, again, as far as feelings, I would say within a relationship, they're definitely important. You want to definitely make sure that you're supporting each other mentally, spiritually, both emotionally, and all other grounds that comes with it. So, I would just say, of course, I'm not the type of guy, I've seen, I made checkpoints in my life. I'm a guy who likes to watch, watch will prayer. I'm a guy who watches and make checks in my life of stuff that I would like to do and what not to do.
Right.
And one of it is definitely I want to make sure that mama's happy. Because again, I believe, if mama ain't happy, even though we don't have no babies yet now,
we gonna get to that one.
but if mama ain't happy, then nobody happy.
That's
so
right.
Of course, we want to make sure that we always seek God first anyway. So
That's right.
There's been, mild, tests, that we face, as far as, where we want to go here, but we always find that way of basically by just seeking the Lord first, and we basically compromise and work together because we have to work together.
Yeah.
Again, it's a team thing. It's a team effort. There's no I in team. So
That's
there's no
right.
big me. There's no big her.
That's
we have
right.
to work together.
Exactly.
And, compromise, because again, that's what love is all about. You have to be able to compromise. So I would say, that's my feeling towards it. Just make sure that if we both pray about it,
Yes.
and basically God will eventually direct our path instead of us taking our own paths and fall into a ditch or fall into a hole, which could be debt or just any other crazy thing that could possibly happen.
Right.
God is number one, so we just use Him, to be our bait and our director.
See, and that's a beautiful focus that you say God is number one, because God is number one in my
Yes,
life also. And, and I ain't trying to be preachy to nobody, because I don't try to force, what I believe on anybody. But, hey, I'm just presenting me for me, that he's presenting himself. This is his truth. This is my truth. And I'm glad you brought up that if mama ain't happy, the house ain't happy, or happy life, happy wife. And, and that's a good philosophy for husbands to follow. But also, women should not be so dogged on that, because also if husband ain't home, then something wrong. Okay? Happy life. But I'm just saying, a lot of marriages focus on happy wife, happy life. But the marriage is about both people being happy.
Right.
And if both the husband and the wife are focusing on only the wife's happiness, then husband ain't gonna be home.
Yeah.
Eventually something gonna happen, and then if husband ain't home, something wrong. So I'm gonna ask you as the wife, his philosophy, happy wife, happy life. What about you and his happiness? I mean, how do you feel about that as the apple of his eye, the passion behind his actions? How do you feel about him putting you first, and what about his needs, and what about him? Gabby, go ahead and tell me about that.
It don't matter. I just no, but seriously, like he was saying, it's about the team, and if he ain't happy, I'm not happy. So we gotta make sure that he is happy also. Don't hear what they're saying.
You're telling on you, girl.
Look, it's about both of us, and every time there's something wrong with him, I come ask him what's going on. Sometimes I do want somebody to talk to, but I know that it's gonna get resolved, because we never go to bed with anything going on.
Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not good.
Don't let the sun go down on
your
your
wrath.
wrath.
Don't do it.
That's what the Bible says. So you're sticking to it. When it comes to him being happy, I try my best. Like he said, if he don't have it, I got it. And I try to make sure that I support him in everything that he do. I want to be on the front row. I want to make sure that he know that I'm his number one fan, so I just try to make sure that I'm there for everything. If he need me, I try my best to be there. And anything that's wrong with him, I try my best to comfort him, because, if he upset, then I'm not happy, because I like attention. I like to be in the front. And if he not happy, I'm not getting that attention, so I gotta make sure that he is happy.
Okay, so basically, just like happy wife, happy life.
Right.
Happy home because the husband's home.
Right.
So is that the philosophy that you kind of?
Philosophy.
Okay, and so one more thing I want to talk about, because you guys are really on point. The fact that you putting each other, as the focus of your marriage, and you both share, your same faith, and you believe in God, and you're putting God first. Like I said, all the people that I work with, are not Christians. Right. Okay, but they're just putting out what they believe, and this is just advice. But it's important to have a lot of things that you have in common. Okay, right. And it can go past the religion and stuff like that. That's the deep stuff. But on the surface, you gotta also like each other.
Yeah.
I mean, because when you're in a marriage, especially when you're young, what a lot of young folk go through is when they first get together, they're passionate about each other. They love each other. They do what they do to get down. But once the passion leave, once the honeymoon period is over, and only thing you saw in this person was a sexual attraction, things start getting difficult. So is it can you guys tell other young couples out there that if you're gonna get married to somebody, he got to be more than just some dude that you fantasize about. She got to be more than just some chick. Yeah, she got to be more than just some chick that remind you of some chick off a video. I'm sorry. She got to be more than that. It has to be more substance than style. Yeah. And so is it important, when you guys got together, and I know about your history, but is it important for you guys to really seek a deeper connection than just physical, because this is what's going to make the marriage last, So is that important to you, Gabrielle? I mean, because he is a wonderful young man, and I ain't got to say that. He done showed it himself. But what are some awesome qualities, just maybe 2 qualities you can think of about your husband that made you know that he is more substance. He's stylish, but he is deeper.
Ooh, that's a big statement.
Yeah, but I mean, he's deeper than just the outside, than just the outside aesthetic. That he's deeper. This is somebody that you really have a connection with. Give me 2 characteristics of your husband.
Well, for one thing, he's funny. He is. Sometimes I be like, okay, but he is funny and he keep me laughing. And one other thing that really showed me that he was committed to me, and it wasn't just about looks. Is that we both took a vow, of celibacy, and
that's tough.
That we didn't do
almost
anything for
in college.
3 years. With just being, in a relationship, but being friends. That not being on a physical level, not, always thinking about what he looked like, or if he's gonna take his shirt off. It ain't about that, but about having a.
He kind of ripped. I mean, he's ripped.
Being able to have a conversation with him. The world don't need to know he look like under this suit. But anyway, all about being able to have a conversation, about being able to, I can sit with him for 3 years and be able to talk and still be interested and not find myself, looking off at other people, but still focused on him. Because, a lot of people base their whole relationship on the physical.
Right.
And, if you were, for whatever reason, if you couldn't have sex with them or couldn't do anything physically, would you still be able to be around that person?
Beautiful.
So, really taking that vow was something that really helped me see, because it was never any other dude that was like, well, we ain't got to do nothing, or we ain't got to do this or do that. But, being with him really made me realize, like, man, the relationship is really more than just, you look good. It's about having a connection with somebody, and that's why we done been together for so long. Okay,
and that's deep. But what about the naysayers who say, well, you pretty, Gabby, and if he ain't trying to hit it, then he must be gay or something. What about these? What about folk like that? I mean, we being real with him, because folk need to hear about this from your perspective, and we gonna come to you, son. But what about folk who hating on y'all like that, said some stuff like that about your husband?
I can say, with being in college or whatever, people watching. That it's, even if not in college, somebody watching. They gonna want to know what's going on in your house, in your bedroom. They gonna want to know. And it was some people, who was like, well, y'all don't do nothing. And, and I was proud to say it, because it was like the first time I had been in a relationship that was about physical things. And so people were like, y'all ain't doing nothing. He do this for you and he do that for you, and y'all ain't doing nothing. He must be gay. I done heard somebody say that before, but it's all about. I don't have to fight my battles, because I already know God got me, and I already know that at the end of the day, when we got married, it wasn't no question about if he was gay or if he wasn't.
Okay. I'm still dad. Okay.
No, I'm just saying that you wouldn't go this far. I know some people, the men on the down low and all that. My man ain't on the down low.
And I think she's an expert on if he's on the down low. And I'm hearing my daughter. She is very appreciative of you being manly. Is that basically what you're saying? He's a man. He's very straight, and he's in love with my daughter, so there. Okay. We gonna move on, because I'm still dad. And okay, but basically, all right. Now, what she was saying as far as about being young, and the fact that you were able to see a beautiful young lady, my baby, a beautiful young lady, and you were able, because I know it could not have been easy, but you were so focused on falling in love with her. You did it right, because, me, lesser men, like myself, I couldn't do it, dog. Once I saw her mama, I ain't been getting out business, but hey, that's all there was to it, And then I fell in love, and then I'm still here 13 years later, okay? But everybody ain't me, and you actually, took the approach of, I'm finna learn the substance behind the style of Gabrielle. And as her father, I can appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Because what I do with chicks in my past, that's one thing. But if somebody doing that to your daughter, it's been to be a problem.
That's a good saying.
It's been to be a problem. And I know men are hypocrites. We are. We can get out there and do all kind of stuff. But boy, if our daughter doing it, we finna come down like hell. It's just period. But you were able to do something that, a lot of men weren't able to do. And this is why I have so much respect for you. And I know nobody is perfect, but in the characteristics that I have seen of you, I, as your father-in-law, said, that's a good man. Okay, so Gabby has popped up your praise. How about some characteristics you seen in her that made you realize this chick is worth not being with anybody else for? Because when I met her mom, I had 30 girlfriends, okay? And once I met her mom, I dropped everybody because I'm like, that's the one God got for me. That's my soulmate. And I don't care if my friends don't like it, whatever. I'm going to be with her. Yeah. So what was your I'm going to be with her moment, or some characteristics that you saw in Gabrielle, your beautiful wife?
Well, me being the talkative young man that I am, because I love to talk and communicate.
Yes.
I'm going to try to bring it down. Bring it down. I would say, first of all, she came into my life or whatever at the Fort Valley State University.
The Fort Valley State University.
That long financial aid line.
Yeah, I remember.
During that point of time, again,
she spoke first.
Yeah, she spoke first, exactly. Because I wasn't at the time. I wasn't studying. I wasn't really looking to be in any kind of relationship. Basically, just being in horrible relationships in the past. So I was like, I'm just gonna use this time to focus more on God. Because I had just went through a terrible relationship. Yeah. So I was like, wasn't really interested, in talking to women at the time. I just wanted to focus on school and God. And basically, she came along, and she being the aggressive woman that she is. She's so shy now all of a sudden, in certain instances. But at that time, she wasn't, in instance or whatever. She wasn't, just shy. Right. But basically, we ended up talking in the financial aid line. I say maybe day number 3. If the Fort Valley State University.
Y'all don't know by now. They went to the Fort Valley State University.
But as well, we basically ended up talking, and it ended up being, I would say in a way, how they had the different shows for the Love of Ray J, for Flavor's Love or whatever. It began being Will's Flavor of Love, and I would say that because I began to be to the point that I wanted to test her and see, basically, did she, have the qualities that I was looking for? Because I would encourage anybody to have some kind of standards, and stick by those standards. Because again, why settle for less when you can have the best? That's right. So obviously we get to the best part because she's here. So it comes through time and it comes through patience. But basically it was a test. And during the test or whatever, I found that she was a humble young woman. Of course, we all get to the point that we can, basically lease our rate sometimes. But to the fact that, me just laying out the blueprint from the get-go, I was like, well, these are the things, I'm a man of God. And these are the things that I'm going by. And celibacy was one of them. It's like, I'm not interested in having sex. I'm not interested in A, B, and C. Right. But I'm interested in Jesus. And I emphasize that we love him more than we love one another. Because if we love each other more than any of these material things in the world, then all the other things will be added. So, I was emphasize these things. And was it tough? Of course, yes, temptation is everywhere. Yeah. You have a lovely, beautiful young woman. Yes, she is. And along with others, it was the fact that she was willing. That's another quality, that she was humble. She was also willing to take this walk. A lot of people say they're willing, whether it's male or female, and then they dap out or they may make a mistake. But she was there, number one. And I also like the fact that she loves family as well as I love family, because I definitely love family, and that's a good quality. And of course, is being kicked out the door, and the Bible speaks of it. disobedient to parents, but she's a very respectful young lady.
Yes, she is.
And that's one thing I just really cherish. I guess to say I'm an old spirited young guy.
Yes, you
and
are.
I believe in, respecting your elders, regardless of what they do. Whether mama drunk, dad are drunk, you still gotta love mama because you only got one.
Yeah.
So, it's just those qualities, her being humble. Even though it was some things she may have understood and why, I was taking these steps as far as us getting to know each other while we were in the friend, going to the fiance and,
all the steps.
All the other steps. It was basically, just she showed that how she showed respect to her parents and to others, and she was just willing, willing to take this walk, and just believe in Jesus Christ for herself and work on loving Him more than she loves me. So those are the qualities that I see, and of course I know we'll talk about physical early. Physical has something to do with it. Don't get me wrong, because when I saw her, I looked and I was like, man,
No, Daddy's in the room. Daddy's in the room.
No, it's PG. It's just PG. I was like, she is beautiful, and I was like, but I ain't really stunning her right now. But over time, she kept pushing and pushing. So I was like, you want to push something to give you a William of Love test, and she passed the William of Love test. So
beautiful.
I thank God for basically almost October 30th with all the dating and being friends. 4 years later, pretty much, here we are today. So.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up, and I'm gonna wrap this up by saying that when you get married, and I want to say this is a testament to your strength, okay? And when you got daughters, and you kind of want to be an example for your daughters. So because 9 times out of 10, your daughters are gonna marry somebody just like you, and not saying you have to be perfect, because no one's perfect. We all have our failures and shortcomings, but try to be that example where your daughter says, I would be honored to have a man that's just like my pop, like my dad, my stepdad, and then you find young men, because it's very rare that you find young men, who are willing to even say, okay, I want to be celibate. I want to really test the waters of our true love for each other. And also, and like I said, with your faith, because your faith is very important. Like I said, disclaimer, everybody I talk to is not a Christian. But the fact that you have to have something to stand on, that you both believe in, a certain standard where you both say, we are going to be this way. And what these young people have done, they put God first, then they put Jesus, and then they put each other second. Okay, because nobody outside of the Lord is coming in between their marriage. Not me, not my wife, not her mom, not her parents, nobody, no friends, co-workers, siblings, nothing. Nothing. And I want to say how very proud I am of the strong man. Leadership is important, but a man with purpose, a man with passion, with leadership credentials, because you are the covering for my daughter now. I was her covering, but now you are her covering. And I trust you with my child. And I want to tell you, sweetheart, just the loyalty, the commitment, your own passion, and your own leadership, because just like your mama is my queen, you're his queen.
Right.
And that's your king. Ooh. And kingdoms rise and fall by the strength of the queen, not the strength of the king. They depend on the leadership of the king, but the strength behind any kingdom is the queen. That's why in chess, the queen is the most powerful person on the whole board.
Break it down, Dad.
You understand? So if you have a powerful queen standing with you, and you have a powerful king standing with you to love you in spite of everybody and forget the world that is just y'all, you will have a very wide, powerful, great empire, and you will be blessed.
Yes.
Okay, so on that note, I want to say thank you, son. Welcome to the family.
Yes.
And sweetheart, I'm so proud of you. You found you a good one. Don't screw this one up, I tell you, because this is the longest relationship she done been in.
It wasn't my fault.
And on that note, what do we say when we end the videos?
We out.
We out.
And we are out. Go kiss your significant other, hug your wife, hug your spouse spouse. I can't even talk, I'm so happy. And get the love in with your in-laws. One big happy family. We out. See you. Peace. Mwah. Bye.